Good day, everyone. Today, I would like to share some life lessons I've learned along the way with the hopes that they will inspire and encourage somebody out there. So, firstly, I believe each and every one of us is a leader in some way, in our own right. And I believe that leadership comes with accountability and responsibility, no matter how big or small. For me, that responsibility began early. At just the age of 14, I had to step into the role of an adult, working to support my family financially during the difficult years of apartheid. Although I grew up attending Sunday school, it was during these times that I truly began to see the hand of the Lord working in my life. My faith deepened, and I grew closer to Him as I navigated those challenges. The money I earned wasn't much, but it taught me valuable lessons. I had to stretch every cent to make sure that it benefited the whole family. That discipline of budgeting became a skill that I've carried into my adulthood. I've also trained myself not to ever give out a lot of money when I know it might be spent on something that would be destructive. My heart has always been drawn to serving communities, whether it is through teaching computer literacy, volunteering, or joining local initiatives. For many years, I've also taught in Sunday schools. I believe the church is not just a building, but it's people who step beyond its walls to shine the light of Christ into neighborhoods, schools, workplaces, and families. That is why it is so important not only to look at what is happening around us, looking after our brothers and sisters, loving our neighbors as we love ourselves, but also to act with accountability and responsibility. When we act this way, we overcome evil quicker, and goodness can never be overcome by evil. I would like to put emphasis on families, especially when it comes to children. If they see or experience things that we cannot see with our naked eye or hear them ourselves, we should not dismiss them. Just because we do not perceive it physically, it does not mean that it does not exist. We must support each other physically or spiritually and ensure that no one struggles alone. Number 3, what if the enemy is trying to isolate our children or trying to divide us, making them to see or hear things that no one else does as a way of sabotaging them? What if the enemy is now trying to attack individuals one by one, just as COVID attacked the masses, and trying to come up with new strategies? I would like to put emphasis on one example. If your loved one or your child is complaining about inhaling or smelling something that is toxic in the air, please do not dismiss it. The enemy might have an attack that is custom designed for your loved one. Hence, I always advise that we pursue those gifts that are pertaining to discernment. They are very crucial this day and age. Check to see how and why, and check to see after what event did that started to happen, or where and with whom was your loved one with before the unfamiliar behavior. If we pay more attention to these things, we will ensure that no one is caught trapped, sabotaged, or unexpectedly isolated. Remember, these things could happen to anybody. It could happen to our loved ones. It could be your daughter, your son. And the Bible says, do unto others what you would like them to do unto you. If we turn a blind eye, somebody else might turn a blind eye to us too, or to our children. This doesn't only apply to families, but to different groups, individuals, nations in our societies. The enemy might be trying to redirect attention or perception on that particular person or group or nation when he wants to attack them, to try to label that person or frame them or frame that particular group, using smear campaigns against that person or against that group. For example, xenophobia. We cannot afford to ignore these possibilities. Let us ensure that we carefully discern situations before we take any action. And let us ensure that the enemy doesn't separate us by means of perception. It is crucial that we remain watchful, care for one another, and especially protect our children, for they are tomorrow's leaders. I believe true leadership begins at home. Discipline is cultivated in our families and in our communities. And when we start practicing it consistently in those spaces, it naturally carries over into our workplaces and to every other part of life. These values are timeless and are truly priceless. These are some of the values I've learned. We are not perfect, but from experience, I believe that processes, structures, and patterns need to be revisited. Again, good can never be overcome by evil. Structures that are more powerful, that are more sustainable, are structures or processes that are built on